Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a really quick and easy chili recipe. We call it red chili at our house because I make also a white chili. This chili is just something I throw together. It's really quick and really simple. I'm pretty sure that there are similar recipes out there. I put in 1 pound of turkey and about a pound of ground beef. I cook those loose and drain it. Then add 2 cans of diced tomatoes. Super easy. And 2 cans of chili beans. You could probably put any kind of beans in there, but these are already seasoned a little bit, so that always helps. 2 of those from Aldi, but they could be any kind, it doesn't matter. Okay, and then I take 1 of my cans and fill it up with water. And that's just enough liquid for me. And I add 2 envelopes or packets of chili seasoning. We always do original and hot. So the original and the hot. And then I just heat this until it's boiling. And we're done. It's really quick, simple. You can multiply that. Pretty easy, double it, you know, whatever you need to do. That's it. Quick and easy, super simple, just tons of flavor. You can also add some chopped onion if you prefer. That's it. I'll show you the end result in just a few minutes. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make a lazy day 1-pot spaghetti recipe. So it's going to be very similar to my regular spaghetti recipe, but this one we are going to cook the noodles or pasta in with the sauce and the meat and everything instead of adding it later. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on that. You need 1 pound of ground beef and a white onion. I've already cooked all of that and drained it. So now I'm putting it back in the pan so we can add the rest of our ingredients. So I'm going to use my spaghetti sauce that I always use. Ragu, my favorite. So that's, you don't have to use that, of course. You can use whatever you prefer, and you can use homemade marinara or something like that if you want to as well. So there's that. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got this on medium-high heat, and we've already, like I said, drained off the excess grease, so you need to do that before we start here. Now this would be the time that you add your fresh garlic. I'm just going to add just some garlic powder. It's easier for me to keep on hand, and there's no harm, no foul. So, and it's a lot cheaper than having to buy garlic. There for a while I was growing it, so it didn't matter. And it's a lot quicker because I don't have to mince anything. I don't have to do anything. So that's always great. All right, so when you get to this point, if you use fresh garlic, you're going to have to just, you know, warm it up in there just for a few minutes, and then you'll do this next step. All right, so you're going to stir in your marinara or spaghetti sauce, and you need at least 44 ounces. This is a 45 ounce jar. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here. Put a little bit of water in it, get the rest of it out. You know how we do that. Okay. Alright. Now we're going to add a teaspoon of oregano. And I typically would do this because I like the taste of ragu so much. But we're going to be putting some chicken broth in this, so I imagine that that's going to kind of, the taste is going to change a little bit. So because of that, I'm going to add the oregano, pepper, some salt. Okay. Now, you're going to need 3 cups of chicken broth. You don't have to use chicken broth, I wouldn't imagine. I don't like the taste of beef broth in spaghetti. I know that sounds weird, but I just don't. You can use that if you prefer, but I want it to cook the pasta, but I don't want it to flavor it too much, if that makes sense. Beef to me would kind of overpower the taste I'm going for, so that's always a thought. Alright, so we've already put in our sauce, oregano, salt, pepper, and we need to put in our 3 cups of chicken broth. And that's made from my bouillon that I use. And I'm going to turn this heat up just a little bit more. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to cook this uncovered for about 10 minutes. And let this water broth get hot, or at least warmed, because we're fixing to put the spaghetti in, and it just kind of gives us a little bit of a head start. So we're going to do this for about 10 minutes. We're going to put our spaghetti noodles in. We're going to stir them in, and we're going to cook it for another 12 to 15, and basically it'll be done. It's really quick and simple, and I'm hoping that it'll work for a 1-pot spaghetti where I don't ever have to use the second pot like I always do, my 2-pot spaghetti. So yeah, 10 minutes and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, did not mean to let this get so hot. Now, you're going to take 12 ounces of uncooked spaghetti, which I'm hoping this was 12 ounces. And you're going to kind of break it into pieces. You don't have to break it into such small pieces like I did, but you just need to at least break it in half. But I wanted mine even smaller. So, hoping this is going to work in this pan. I think it will. I'm just going to let it kind of cook down a little bit. This is basically it. I mean, you're really easy and simple. When you go to do a 1-pot meal for something that technically doesn't classify as one, but you want to make it into one, you would use water or broth. Usually a broth, because broth is going to give you a little bit more flavor. You just got to determine how much liquid has got to go in the dish to cover what you're about to add. So, how to determine that? I don't know. I'd probably have to Google it, but that's the only thing holding you back from doing that. In most cases, I'm not going to say every time. Alright, it's starting to absorb some of this liquid. And you're just going to keep stirring it because you don't want it to stick together. Because if it does, you've got a real problem. I'm going to cut it on low now. Cut it down to low because it's way too heated right now. I want it hot. I don't want that hot. Not quite yet. So not a pound of spaghetti, 12 ounces. And then you just keep stirring until the pasta starts really absorbing the liquid. Alright, I'll be back here in a few when this is cooked. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished product. Typically, I would have added more pasta, but this is it. Even though that the pasta was broken to pieces, you really can't tell. And we're going to pair this with some garlic bread. Simple and easy and one pot. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.